Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Yes, we will open up.
Yep, so we're here to have a public hearing, or at least open the public hearing on the preliminary budget. Does anyone at this time want to waive a reading of the notice and make a motion to open the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to waive the notice and open the public hearing.
Second,
A second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right, public hearing's open. Do you guys do like a sign in
Yeah, I
sheet?
guess. Fine, she don't know.
Does anyone want to speak? Okay,
There's three names on there.
all right. You all can come up.
We have a new podium too.
Nice.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Lisa Miles, you're number one.
Right, Lisa Miles, 7262 Pratt's Falls Road. I reviewed the preliminary budget and had several questions, but it sounds like between those of us who want to speak, we're gonna split them up. So I'm kind of wondering about the bump in the code enforcement officer's salary. Does that mean that we're gonna get Tim Barrett more hours in our town? And if so, will those hours be posted somewhere? Will we be able to actually come in and talk to him? I'm kind of hesitant if there's gonna be any kind of vote on this or anything to, since I am a taxpayer, to bump a salary on a person who will answer an email or a question for me. So I'm looking for some clarification on that bump in salary.
So Tim has given up 2 towns to be able to, in the upcoming year, devote more hours to town of Pompey. As far as that addressing your desire to meet with him, if he isn't meeting with you personally, that's under the direction of our legal counsel,
Which legal counsel?
town attorney.
The town attorney who sat here last month at the board and said, I never told him he couldn't speak to you, and that's on record.
Dave Capriati has not told anybody not to talk to you.
And he's the town attorney, isn't he?
He verified that with me, so that's not the case.
So I'm
But
confused.
I'm not sure that he was told not to talk to you. It's just so,
Well, if he, I mean, it's just that simple. If he's being directed by our town attorney to not meet with you individually.
Town attorney says differently. So
I'm just giving you my understanding.
we can take this up in another realm, because
yeah, this
there's
is
a huge
budget
problem.
thing anyways.
And you've heard it now. So anyway, so he's gonna give us more time here in the town?
Yes.
His hours be posted somewhere, because that's, a significant salary to just say,
No, his hours aren't going to be posted. If his hours were posted, we'd be paying him overtime. Quite frankly, so no.
He is supposed to be giving us more time was the point of it. I mean, that was where it came up with the budget thing was.
So more
we
time.
could- I mean, I don't know what that time
Hours?
consists of,
Does that
but more
mean-
hours of his time towards the town of Pompey.
and he has, what are his hours now? How many hours do we pay him to be here?
Well, less than full time.
Well, less than full time could be 5 or 30.
It's not a set number of hours. Okay, and if you want to compare what he's paid, you can go to our neighboring town, Lafayette, and I'm sure he's certainly not overpaid.
It's not a matter of pay, it's a matter of doing his job, that we're paying him to do a job.
He does though have, there is a record somewhere of his own. I don't know what that is, but I know
I know he said he's issued over the top number of permits and stuff this year. So I don't know.
He's doing backlog work that yeoman's work really, and we're lucky to have him.
Okay, Linda Hurley,
Linda.
So yes, Linda Hurley, 3741 Watervale Road. My question has to do with these salaries and the public notices that were put out. I compared all of the salaries that are listed in this preliminary budget. My question is, we have one that's dated October 30th. And on it, it's the town clerk's salary that I'm looking at. It's
Yeah, we made a
20,500.
mistake. We corrected that. That's why we're doing this extra meeting today, actually.
Perfect. So, but then I looked at the preliminary budget and it's not corrected on this budget.
We just kind of.
Because we were told we can't make the initial change. It's gonna be changed before the tentative, but we could not change it at that time on the preliminary. Because we had already moved it to preliminary, so that couldn't be changed. Okay,
Okay,
but there was an error that was made and it's being corrected.
okay, so then the actual salary is 41,000?
Yes,
And that will go into the final budget.
correct.
Thank you.
okay, and Jim Goder.
Afternoon, everybody. Jim Gosier, Pratt's Falls Road. First question, this is probably Jim for you. I'm supposed to address the board, but you probably have the answer. The revenue derived from interest and investments. In the budget, it's $7,500 for the general fund and $20,000 for the highway fund. Well, why is there such a difference there?
It all depends on where the balance is. The general fund, savings account is less. We're forecasting it to be less. There's more money in the highway fund, so we're forecasting it to be more.
Are they invested or deposited in the same type of account or same account, and who manages that money?
It's not a managed account, it's a savings account, it's New York class. It's
Money
a,
market,
yeah, basically, it's
high
a,
interest rate money.
yeah, it's I guess a conglomerate of municipalities across New York State that pool their resources. It's all invested in very safe governmental securities, treasuries, things
So
like that.
it's a pooled account.
It's a pooled account, yeah. It's essentially same as cash. So if we needed it tomorrow, it'll be there tomorrow.
Great, thank you. On the police contractual line, that's being reduced from 23,500 to 13,000. What services are being eliminated?
The reason for that is, in the past, I think I've explained this before, but in the past, we were able to, if we wanted to get extra enforcement for speeding, get the Onondaga County ask for extra enforcement. That was factored into the budget. The sheriff's department, because they have a shortage of people that want to be police officers, the likelihood of us being able to order extra patrol is like slim to none for the foreseeable future. And that includes next year.
And that number is below what we've even spent this year over last. We can't get the extra help in here. So that's why the number's been reduced.
Okay.
We wish we could keep it up there and get the enforcement, but
Well, I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah,
if
that
there's
number-
police service is being eliminated that we don't know.
services are being eliminated. We can't seem to get the extra services.
That number is actually higher than what we spent this year by a fair amount, and we are hoping that we can get some more, but it's not. You know, it's just we figured rather to put it in a budget line for an amount that isn't possible to happen, there's, we might as well have it. Reasonable.
Couple comments under the zoning section. And just kind of following up on Lisa's conversation about the code enforcement officer's willingness to meet or to speak with people. We will address that at a different forum. But I can tell you personally, and I've copied all of you on a series of complaints that have been filed for myself, raising the salary from 49,000 to 74,000 when the guy won't even talk to me is a slap in the face. You can't imagine how that feels. That I have been nothing but professional and courteous to Mr. Barrett. And he tells us that he's being told by the planning board attorney,
That's not the board's decision.
he's being told by the planning board attorney not to speak to us. And if
That's
that's,
the attorney's decision, not our decision.
you're the elected officials. Again, we'll take this up Tuesday night, but understand, you're the elected officials, not Mr. Fortesky, not Mr. Capriati. So let's not let the tail wag the dog. So, but with respect to the position, right? It's just best practices to say, for 74 grand, you're gonna work at least 30 hours a week. You're gonna post your,
Let me just also add, we had a deputy codes enforcement officer. We combined those two to get more Tim's services.
understood, you had a position budgeted that you never filled. We requested that you filled it, and you didn't. But again, for $74,000, you ought to at least say, you gotta be here, you gotta work 30 hours a week. You gotta have,
More than 30 hours a week. I can assure you that.
but you just said you don't know what, he doesn't have a minimum, he doesn't have a maximum. He should have posted hours when he's gonna be here, because, forget us, and I'm not gonna let you, but forget us. There are other people in the town that might wanna come up and fill out a permit application, that might wanna come up and talk to him. And if he has no set hours, they have no idea when he's gonna be here.
I have had no complaints, dissatisfaction with people other than the issue around Heritage Hill, people being able to get in touch with our enforcement officer, reasonable and
So what I'm hearing you say is, it's just us.
Yeah.
yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
This
This is on record,
is
correct?
budget hearing, this isn't,
Yeah, this is a budget.
this is budget.
So also under zoning, the contractual code update, I'm just curious what that is. It's not a huge dollar amount, I'm just curious what it is.
That's,
Eco.
Yeah.
360.
Well, there's a separate line item for eco. Is it the master plan update, maybe?
there's E-code and just contractual is essentially anything else. Think like office supplies, expenses, mileage reimbursements, if there's, and I was saying that he has mileage reimbursements, I don't recall. He does, doesn't he?
He does.
He does.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Postage, things of that nature. It's just general type expenses.
Yeah, again, so there's two different things, and I'm sorry, I probably didn't ask the question right. 8010.41 contractual code update. Again, it's not a huge dollar amount, just curious what it is.
Computer and printer is my notes, $2,000, is that what you were talking about? Yeah, so his computer, I think, is north of
I
10
think he
years, 10 years
Yeah,
old.
he had a printer that still had one of those light bulbs in it to warm it up. I think we upgraded this year and he had an upgrade for a laptop.
So yeah, we have 2,000 in there for his computer and printer. E-code is 1,350, and then
Yep.
general other expenses contractual are $6,800.
Yeah, and I guess that was my next question. That's just kind of a catch-all?
Yeah, so in general, governmental accounting, there's for each department, there's three categories, right? There's personnel, there's equipment, which is your, furniture, fixtures and equipment, that stuff, and then contractual, which is everything else. So that's what that number is.
Okay, great, thank you.
All right, yep, so we can leave the public hearing open if you want. We can close the meeting and we can close the public hearing. It's up to you guys. So,
I
I
would
make
say,
a motion that we close the
Close the
public
public
hearing.
but
Nobody thinks we should keep it open.
Comments?
Well,
So there's comments on Zoom,
oh,
No, that's
sorry.
Dave.
just Dave. Okay.
any further discussion on that?
I mean, I guess, I mean, I'm gonna make a discussion first, to just so at least it's out there. I just, wonder if, if we should keep it open to the meeting, just in case, because this is a 3:30 in the afternoon meeting, in case if people wanted to speak at a more the regular time. I mean, I wouldn't take nothing to open it, close it, if it, or to close it after, or you help me, I
I
just
don't
like.
know if that doesn't, we
Does
have to,
that-
we have to finalize the budget before next.
So it's gotta be
So we'd
closed.
have to have another meeting.
Right.
All right, so no, then I'm gonna, all right, I just want to clear it up also for the public, so we do need to close it in order to finalize the budget.
Okay.
Very good, thank you.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. That's that,
Motion to adjourn.
make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Any further discussion, James? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.
I can't make notes this time. I didn't make notes last time.
So I have two things outstanding on the budget, that I need to update. I got the final employee retirement, invoice for next year. It's a touch lower than what we had budgeted, a few $1,000s, so I'll pay for that. Hill Fire Department, I called them, Sylvania called back. He saw his budget, it's like chicken scratch pencil. I want to make sure that I have the correct number. I think I do, but I don't want to be incorrect on that. So once I get those finalized, then we should be good to draft up the adopted, the version that will be adopted.
Okay, I guess we're premature in closing the meeting.
But that was just,
Okay,
yeah, it was,
yeah. So what, you're gonna forward that to us when you get those numbers? So we have them before Tuesday. Okay. So, sorry, it was a hassle for you to look at.
so 690 between like downtown and TLF.
81 for $81, don't matter if it's going, it's all of us.
What's up with this?
Everybody else.
Try to eliminate the doctor's appointments, you guys, you don't know if it's right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
This one, can you clarify this one?
Sign.
Yes, so but this unemployment one, it just says overpaid on. It's like $33 on. it. Right, you know, she's been rushing through stuff. I have to know what. she's not putting it in.
Yeah.
And this-
It seems to me, yeah.
Tell you that.
Seems to me that we have a credit of $28 and change. We have a credit of $28 and change. That's my interpretation. We owe $4 and change, so we're getting a credit of 33.
Yeah.
So we should not be paying 33. They owe us 33.
Something like it.
So we need to set this with this.
I oppose that, I would let us.
We'll just make a note on it that, not.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
No problem.
I should have done this. I think it's not here to take minutes, so. Yeah.
We shouldn't do it, that doesn't help.
Yes, I can see it. So when I look at the. Yeah, and there's one of those, you said a meeting's gonna go to, my meeting starts at 5, so I think we'll stick around and pay some of
No,
this.
no.